Let's talk about board challenge intermediate. We got a multiply function that has how many arguments the multiply function has? One. What type of the argument is it? Is the string, an array, an object, a boolean? It's a function, correct. So we have a function, right? And that function, what is that function returning? Another function, correct. We'll see what to do here. And what's this function returning? Another function, correct. And what's that function returning? Correct. And what's that function returning? All the arguments. This argument, right? Let's call them A, B, and C. Say it again, Jim. The last one.
So, I mean, return.
Return, yeah. Fn. Like that. Will this work? So what will this return? A number. Which number? 16. That's correct. That's correct. So if we had some breakpoints, as I know you like that, can you tell me the execution order of these breakpoints? So Alex said 6.
No, I think it goes each of them.
So you tell me the order.
No.
No. Six, 5, 4, 3. Right. Is there? I'm not going to tell you if this is right or not. So, is there any other thought about that? Okay, let's run it. Okay. Look, so Ray is wrong. That's the first thing, right? Why? Because when we call the multiply function, we'll invoke it, right? So line number 3, that's the first thing. We're just calling a function. So that's why this is the first thing that will happen, right? But if we continue, then it will go to line number 4, because after executing this function, it will run that one. And after executing that function, it will run the next one. And after executing that function, it will run the next one, right? And eventually, so this will be, okay, I'll change that, right? So you can see that Gray is wrong because it's on the other way around, right? Executions are run from left to right. But can we do that? Right, so now, if I can fix it, yeah, that's an arrow function, right? Yeah, something like that. So now, who can tell me the execution order? So let's start from the right. Michael. Two? Why 2? 3. 3. And then what? 4. 5, 6. And then what? 12, 13? Wrong. Osman? Say it again? 12? Time out. Wrong. Oh, you.
12, 3, 4, 5, 6, 13.
12, 3, 4, 5, 6,
13.
13. Right.
Oh,
Nice one.
Oh, wait.
I think it's the first one you get, right? Today. Why? Obviously, I mean, the first thing, this function will never be executed until we invoke it, right? So 3 cannot be the first one. That's impossible, Michael. First of all, we have to invoke it. And to invoke it, we need to run it first. So 12 will be the first one. Let's try that. Correct. And then, based on what we discussed before, it will call the multiply function. So next line has to be number 3. Correct. And then, as we explained, it will invoke the first callback, the second callback, and then, what comes first, 6 or 13? Why 6?
Because we're calling that current function.
Yeah, correct. So eventually we want to invoke fn function, but before invoking it, we need to land on that line, right? So first of all, stop on that line, and then now, because we are there, we can trigger, we can execute fn, line number 13, right? And that will obviously return something, and that will be pretty much it, right? Questions? Can we solve this problem using arrow functions? This is a bit messy, right? We'll learn how to use promises instead of callbacks, because this is a bit hard to read. So to solve that using arrow functions, we can simply do return and then A. Let's do it like that. And A will return B, and B will return C, and C will return that. Oops, yeah. So these two solutions should be equivalent. If you struggle, let's see if it works first. We can comment this out. Let's see if that works. That should return 16 again, right? Correct, that still works. If you find this a bit confusing, because I reckon this is a bit confusing, what I like to do is at least I like to add parentheses, because at least give you a better idea about what each function is returning, right? So will this work? Hopefully, yes, it works, right? So in this particular case, what you can see is that multiply returns a function, and that function returns that. What's that? Well, that's another function. And what's the other function returning? Another function, right? And what's the other function returning? The last function is returning the result of multiplying A, B, and C, and then after multiplying that, it will be passed to the callback function, so it will just double the result of multiplying A, B, and C, 1, 2, and 4. Any question?
We have more exercises.
Yeah. If you want to have more exercises, you need to give me more answers. Not you personally, but as a group, right? I think last one was very good. I had to say I complained a lot on the previous one because you took like 2 weeks or 1.5 weeks to give few decent answers. But in this one, you worked really hard, and that's good, right? So there will be a new challenge, board challenge now, right? If you give me decent feedback, probably by Wednesday morning, we'll do the same thing again.
Thank you.
Okay? Anything else? No? That was it, guys. Thank you.